How's it going, everybody? Your New England Patriots come away with a 22-17 victory in preseason game number 2 over Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans. And once again, some young Patriots impress up and down the roster. Once again, did not see Tom Brady. Patriots cover the 2.5-point spread, and you had the under on the 43.5 over-under. So if you gambled on the game, there's your info. Patriots covered, under on the over-under. Once again, no Tom Brady from the Patriots tonight. Not surprised, given Game 2 of the preseason. Expect to see him a lot this week, Game 3 against Carolina. But once again, Jarrett Stidham impresses. 14 of 19, 193 yards, a touchdown, and a rating of 123.4. As the fourth-round pick rookie continues to impress. Looks as good as he did against the Detroit Lions. And you have to give all the credit in the world to one Bill Belichick, who is proving that he can coach up just about anybody, leading some people to believe that if Tom Brady were to go down this year, they would still go 10-6. I disagree, but hopefully we never learn that out. Brian Hoyer, on the other hand, was not very impressive. 6 of 8, 55 yards, didn't throw a touchdown, had one hellacious interception on the opening drive, picked off by former Patriot Logan Ryan on a pass intended for Jacoby Meyers. He had a rating of 53.6. My overall takeaway from this game is that the young players on this roster, from the last 2 drafts in particular, continue to impress. It's no secret the Patriots had some down drafts in recent years. I think starting in 2014, the last great draft they had was 2012 when they drafted Dante Hightower and Chandler Jones. 2013 draft was not that much, but it gave them Jamie Collins, who helped them win the Super Bowl. And then it really started to downtrend, and 2014 draft was an absolute nothing burger. Dominic Easley, Jimmy Garoppolo, who they traded for nothing, and then got nothing out of the later rounds. They did get James White out of the later rounds, but other than that, not very much. But Chase Winovich, the rookie third-round pick out of Michigan. This kid's going to be a stud. If this kid is playing at this level now, I don't see why he was a third-round pick. Unbelievable talent, incredible motor, nose for the ball. He's in on every play. 6 tackles last night, 1 sack, and 2 drops in the backfield for tackles for loss. The man from Michigan is just continuing to impress. Needs to cut his hair. Looks a little bit too much like Thor, as Tom Brady's giving him crap on Instagram for not studying his playbook. He's quoting Shakespeare instead. But cannot say enough good things about Chase Winovich. Very, very, very impressed with him in these 2 games. Granted, it is just a preseason. He's going against backups, but he's got a nose for the ball. It's almost every play he's there, making the tackle, making a sack, stripping the ball last week in Detroit. Unbelievable performance from Chase Winovich. Another man I want to mention was another third-round pick of the Patriots this year, Damian Harris. 14 carries for 80 yards. Did not find the end zone, but continued to really impress as the rookie running back out of Alabama. Shows some needed depth at position. We all know Sony Michel has a history of knee issues. James White will break down. They need him late. James White is going to be an integral part of this offense if the Patriots want to lift Lombardi number 7. Rex Burkhead's a specialist, so as many bodies as you can, and Rex Burkhead might not even make it to camp, as many bodies as you can have at that position, the better. That's why I had no problems with the third-round pick of Damian Harris. He was very impressive last night. Again, 14 carries for 80 yards. Very impressive from the rookie. And another man who I think he was the talk of training camp before the first game against the Lions, and he continues to be the talk now, is undrafted free agent rookie receiver Jacoby Meyers. Just call me crazy. I don't understand why this man was undrafted. This guy, he doesn't have an impressive vertical, doesn't have an impressive 40, but he goes and gets the ball. Impressed last night with both Hoyer and Stidham throwing him passes against that Tennessee secondary led by old friends Logan Ryan and Malcolm Butler, who both played a good amount last night and did not have great games, although Ryan did have the pick. But the Patriots really, were impressive. But the man who I do want to dedicate most of my attention to today is Jarrett Stidham. A 99-yard touchdown drive to lead the Patriots for the victory. Unbelievable. Starting at his own 1, he goes the entire distance of the field. Now, I know he was facing guys who are going to be working at Home Depot in 3 weeks, but you got to give credit where credit's due. Right now, he looks better than Jimmy Garoppolo did his first few preseason games in 2014. Remember, Garoppolo came in and played those first couple games, played the Redskins, was very impressive, and then was impressed again the next week against the Panthers. But he looks better. He looks flat out better. To complete 14 of your 19 passes and throw for almost 200 yards, a touchdown, and a rating of 123.4. Incredible stats from the rookie fourth-round pick quarterback. He deserves a ton of credit. Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels have really coached this kid up. Nice release. I like the way that ball comes out. And it's a remote, but there is a possibility that this is Tom Brady's swan song. And right now, you can't help but not like what you see from this young man. I mean, just very impressive performances in these 2 games. Probably not going to see much of him with the remainder. I mean, third game is typically the quote-unquote dress rehearsal, so you're going to see a lot of Brady on Thursday night against Carolina. I'm assuming in that 4th game, it's going to be Hoyer for the entire game. Belichick not known for carrying 3 quarterbacks. I don't see why that would change now. So I'd have to imagine Brian Hoyer's on his way out. Whether that's via trade, whether he's just going to be released, that I can't tell you. But I can't imagine Brian Hoyer's on this team in week 1. And if he is, I view that as an upset. Now, of course, to the downsides. And there were 4 guys last night who just did not impress me for the Patriots. First and foremost, Lance Kendricks, the tight end signed that played last year with Green Bay. I just, this is a position the Patriots are going to have to live without unless Gronk comes back, which, I'm not holding my breath, as I said in my last video. I mean, just an unimpressive night. Was targeted once, didn't make a catch. Had a hard time getting open against 3rd and 4th string linebackers from Tennessee. I can't imagine. I mean, he might make the roster because, there's no one else for him to contend with. So he might make it just by default, but if this was... I don't see him making any of the other 31 rosters in the NFL. But the Patriots tight end group is the worst in the NFL as we speak. Without Gronk, Austin Seferian-Jenkins didn't make it through minicamp. Ryan Izzo's already banged up. Matt Lacoste, the guy they signed from Denver, for having a bit of a moment. Matt Lacoste from Denver, the guy they signed, get banged up in preseason game number 1. Didn't see him much last night. N'Keal Harry didn't play last night either, banged up. Philip Dorsett. And as I said as Josh Gordon was reinstated, I don't see Dorsett or Maurice Harris making this roster. I think Jacoby Meyers, no matter what happens, unless there's an injury in these next 2 games, I think Jacoby Meyers has earned himself a spot on the roster now. He could be Campbell Tompkins. He could just be a flash, and he could turn out to be nothing. But you can't help but not be impressed from what you've seen from him thus far. Another guy I want to mention, Calvin Muson. Terrific last night. 2 tackles despite getting banged up early in the game. Came back, played well. Tremendous performance from that. Another guy I want to mention on the downside, J.C. Jackson, the second-year undrafted free agent corner, who I think we all thought showed some promise last year. I mean, he had a tough AFC Championship game in Kansas City, but was very good in the Super Bowl against Los Angeles. Just did not impress. We got burned by Corey Davis on more than a few occasions when Marcus Mariota was in the game. Just rough night for the second-year player. And my other 2 downs, have to be Stephen Gostkowski, missed field goal. I mean, that's not a good sign. I mean, we all know Gostkowski's got his problems in the big games, but it's the preseason, and he missed a pretty bad one towards the end of the first half. And my last down is Brian Hoyer. Again, at this point in time, I do not see the point of Brian Hoyer being on the Patriots roster. Belichick always values that roster spot. He wants to have that 53rd roster spot so he can have an extra gunner, he can have an extra, depth receiver, he can have whatever. In fact, he didn't even carry 3 quarterbacks in the year Tom Brady was suspended. Because while Brady was suspended, he wasn't on the active roster, and then Jacoby Brissett got injured, and he was put on IR as soon as Brady got back. Belichick is very rarely, in fact, I don't think he ever, since that 2001 season with Drew Bledsoe, Brady, and Damon Hewitt, carried 3 quarterbacks. So I don't see Hoyer making the team. Maybe they can trade him for a 6th or 7th round pick. I mean, Hoyer, as much as I'm giving him crap here, he is a decent backup. If you need a guy to go in and play 2 or 3 games for you, Hoyer can do the job. I mean, you just got to make sure he doesn't turn the ball over, put him in a position to succeed. I give Hoyer a lot of crap, but, if he's your backup, you're not in bad shape. You might be in pretty good shape. You might be a pretty decent backup quarterback. And there are going to be some injuries, so a team might be interested. Maybe they carry him into the year, but I don't see him here past the deadline. There's no way he'll be here past the deadline. I'd be absolutely stunned. Now, some guys on the outside looking in, you have to imagine Philip Dorsett, he's in trouble. Maurice Harris, he's in trouble. Dontrell Inman, maybe he's in trouble too. But it feels like with Gordon's reinstatement, obviously he and Edelman are locks. We don't know how much Gordon's going to play because he's been out all training camp. So we don't know how much of Gordon we're going to see early. But Gordon and Edelman are locks. Myers has absolutely earned himself a spot. I feel like they need to give Braxton Berrios a chance because they need to start finding their next Edelman. Edelman's taken a tremendous beating. He's in his 30s. He's been popped for steroids, meaning he can't take them anymore. And yes, I believe NFL players take steroids. So I believe that decline is going to come sooner rather than later from Julian Edelman. Love the guy. One of the greatest Patriots of all time. In my opinion, should be a Hall of Famer. And I mean a Hall of Famer like Canton Hall of Famer. I think he has changed the game at a slot position receiver, but he doesn't have much time left. So that's why I feel like they should give a shot to Braxton Berrios. at that slot spot. Try and give him a chance. Give him some reps with Brady. I know he might not be Stidham's prototypical wide receiver, but I think he's worth a shot just in case Edelman goes down. Obviously, Danny Amendola's not here anymore, so just in case for some depth at that slot position. So again, Patriots win 22-17 over the Titans. They move into preseason game number 3 against the Carolina Panthers in a banged-up Cam Newton, the dress rehearsal game. So we will see Tom Brady, and the question is how much. So thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitter at Cam and Taunton. Follow me on Facebook on my page. Thank you for watching. I will be back soon with a preview for Thursday night's game. Thank you for watching. Go Pats.